Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in to Spectator Behavior. Today I'm going to talk about the approach to buying a sporting event ticket, with emphasis being on college football. However, you can insert most of these same principles for concerts as well. Let me start by saying this is not an easy topic to figure out. This is not always exact, and these are things I typically use, so hopefully you get something useful out of this tutorial. Alright, so in buying a ticket, normally, there are about 3 times I buy a ticket. First, I either buy the ticket early. Second, I wait to see how the market is, then buy a couple weeks to a month away. Or third, I wait until the last minute and either buy online or scalp. I do have season tickets that I buy early, and depending on the slate of teams coming in, it can be worth it to get season tickets at a set price and not have to deal with pricing hassle or worry about how much the big games might cost. Now, the ticket market can be very volatile. With price ranges moving up and down constantly, it can be tough to determine when to buy a ticket for a game. If tickets are super expensive, a lot of times I will wait for the chance that they will fall in price. In my experience, I would say about 80% of the time, waiting to buy tickets last minute will be cheaper. Power Eye tip Number 1, take a screenshot of your tickets at least a day in advance, so if the app like StubHub or Ticketmaster doesn't open with tons of people trying to use the network, you can still have it scanned. You can also put them in your Apple Wallet. This will save you a lot of hassle, trust me, I speak from experience on this. Now, a big thing that can affect ticket prices is weather. If you are waiting to buy a ticket and look at the forecast and it's supposed to rain, especially if the game is outside, you should probably continue to wait. More than likely, the prices of the tickets will drop based on lower demand, with not as many people wanting to get out in the rain. An example of this for me was in 2015 when Alabama played Georgia in a regular season game in Athens. Tickets were easily going for over $200 upper deck weeks before the game. However, the remnants of Hurricane Joaquin came in that weekend and ticket prices went down close to game time. I got in for $60 upper deck. There have been many other times where I waited and ticket prices plummeted. However, there are not always price decreases with tickets. An example of this was when I bought Red Wings Bruins tickets for a preseason hockey game. I bought these for about $16 a piece, very cheap early on. About an hour before the game, I checked the secondary markets and the prices were at $48, and it did not go down, and then it was unavailable to buy tickets after that. Also, the Tigers-Royals last regular season game was very cheap months, weeks, and even days before the game. I bought it for $10.50, but day of the game, it wouldn't get under $35, even into the game. I ran into the same situation with the Bucks-Titans preseason game, except I waited a while for this game and had to pay more than I should have. There are a couple reasons this could be happening. My thinking is this: the games that don't have much on the line can be the most unpredictable, not necessarily the most expensive, but these games can be some of the most random to gauge the prices with. People might be willing to just up the price very high and leave it there in case the market doesn't drop like it normally does. And they might be seeing if someone wants to go to the game bad enough to spend an extra $30 that they normally wouldn't have to pay for a game like that. Also, really close to time, the people selling the tickets might be more concerned with getting to the game and the game itself than trying to mess with the price and setting it appropriately to the market value. It can be a lot of work constantly updating the price and figuring out what the price range of tickets around your area are selling for when selling a ticket. I know this from experience. Not to mention it eats your phone battery and can get very frustrating and hectic when you're trying to get to the game. Hey, if y'all are liking this video, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe for more videos for free on my page. Now, one game I wish that I had waited to buy tickets was the national championship this past year between Clemson and Alabama. I went ahead and bought the face value tickets for $4.75, and here was my reasoning. I knew it would be cheaper if it was Bama Clemson, but For the chance it was Alabama Notre Dame, the ticket prices would have possibly been around $1,000 each or higher. Some might say that I should have known Clemson would beat Notre Dame, but understand this is college football and it is very unpredictable. I met someone on the plane ride to the Bay Area who was stuck with 10 tickets he paid at face value, thinking he could resell for more money like the Alabama-Georgia game. However, that game setup was very rare, with it being only an hour from Georgia's campus. He thought Notre Dame might win as well, raising the price value significantly. This past year's game, you could have got into the game for $125 after service fees, upper deck. The combination of far travel and very expensive plane ticket prices out to the Bay Area, as well as a big game exhaustion factor for both Alabama and Clemson fan bases, resulted in those prices. So let's get to the fun stuff. Trying to scalp a ticket and haggling with scalpers, and also service fees added to the price already shown on secondary markets. Yeah, this is fun. So let's start with scalping a ticket first. I know this can be both exhilarating and frustrating. It can be exhilarating when you buy a ticket without service fees for cheaper than you would have paid on the secondary market. However, it can be very stressful on a couple fronts. First, trying to get a better deal than you would have been paying on the secondary market. For the most part, my experience with scalpers has been good, but you will encounter some scalpers who are difficult to deal with. Some will act like you are crazy for telling them you want to pay face value for the ticket, especially if it is a little better than average matchup. Also, you have to be very careful with tickets you buy. We live in a day and age where people will sometimes scam you with fake tickets, especially the email printouts. These sometimes can be hard to figure out if someone has made more than one copy of it. A suggestion I have, and that I've used in the past 2 times that I went to Atlanta for both the national championship and the SEC championship in 2018, were to have the scalper walk me through security and scan the ticket, then do a money exchange. I will warn you though, sometimes the lines at security can get long and scalpers can get antsy, so it can be tough sometimes to get them to walk you through. Check out my video, College Football Hype, Tailgates, Traditions, and Activities, to see what that line looked like. But if you are paying enough, they should be able to walk you through security, or someone working with them can walk you through. For big games, it's almost a must that you do that, in my opinion. Now, for the service fees. You have to mentally prepare yourself when you see the price originally go from Vivid Seats, a service and delivery charge around the same as well. I have used a lot of secondary ticket sites, including StubHub, Vivid Seats, RazorGator, just to name a few. They are all 100% guaranteed money back if you have a problem with your ticket, which is good, but if they sell a bad ticket, you might have to make an audible and scalp or try to buy another one online, which can be difficult with service around a lot of people. PowerEye Tip 2. You can enter into a lottery system for the national championship tickets for the college football playoff before May 31st. So you have a couple weeks to do that. I'll put the link in my description so you can check that out after the video. My advice would be, if you are for sure going to a game and it is cheap already and not a high demand matchup, buy your tickets early while you can. Team who's predicted 1-3 could end up being 4-0 and tickets skyrocket. For big games, you should buy through the school or team's ticket office if you can. Unless the game is far away for both teams' fan bases, very high demand game, service prices are outrageous normally, especially for the national championship with Alabama and Georgia. Scalping might be the way to go. It could save you tons of money. Just know that these games are hard to predict when tickets will go up and down. You can have a good idea, but I have yet to hear anyone who knows it all with the ticket prices for every game. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the like button and subscribe to my page for more videos for free. You can hit the bell also to be notified when I post more videos. Question for everyone is, has anyone ever bought a ticket that didn't work off a secondary market like StubHub or SeatGeek? If you would, comment below. And I hope you enjoyed this and get something out of this tutorial.